I mean, I knew folks that raised pigeons, squab. I've eaten squab. I know in other cultures they eat rat.
Yes.
I mean that's like some other cultures eat bugs.
Tastes like chicken.
Yeah. Okay. In fact, there was a paper in New York called Street News. And I remember one of the stories written by one of the homeless people, because Hutchison Persons, whom I never met, had created this paper so that folks that were homeless could sell these editions and make some money for themselves. And one of the stories was about this guy living under a bridge, and he was hungry, and and they took a pigeon and and just squeezed the meat into the pot, and they happened to have some noodles, and boom, just like that. So I mean since we
pigeon
are
noodles.
now so anyway, okay, Abby, okay, you're a young lady, and you're in your 20s. How many years have you been involved with therapy rats?
Well, I think it's only been a year since I've been officially was a pet partner. Like, I had Oliver. I don't know, you've probably seen plenty of photos of him. He was my past therapy rat, and he just passed away last month. And we were certified last year in February, and so we had the whole nice year to do things. So it hasn't been too long, and I've only trained one rat thus far.
But the therapy, now,
Yeah.
you obviously you use it for yourself.
Well, it's mostly for other people, going to schools, and we also did a Read With Me program where we went to a library, and a kid would read their book to Oliver. We only did that a couple times just because the timing wasn't good.
Okay.
But we are planning to do that in the future again.
Well, I would hope that, this type of exposure, for what it is, we are who we are, doing what we do, but this is something different.
Yeah.
And I hope that, that we can be of some help to somebody, because, as you say on your website, healingwhiskers.com, healingwhiskers.com, lowercase, one word, okay. We visit many places teaching kids and adults about rats.
Yeah.
Okay. And the last time that I had seen really something that I had never seen before, I was hanging at my friend's restaurant, Arturo's, down on Thompson and West Houston Street. And I was walking Rose home. I always escorted Rose to make sure she got home safe to her husband and the family and everything. And as we were walking south on, what was it, Thompson or Sullivan Streets, and I thought it was pretty wild. It was Sullivan Street because Sullivan runs north. So we were walking against traffic. And we were not far from the Holland Tunnel. And I said, Rose, check this out. And it was like all these rats came out of nowhere.
Oh, man.
And they were running ahead of us.
That would have been a really cool thing to see.
It was different. It was different.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it was like, I'm not talking just maybe 5 rats. No,
Yeah.
we saw hundreds.
You saw
Where
mischief.
are they running from?
I don't know where. They just like as if like if that's what you call it, mischief, whatever.
Yeah, that's what it
Oh,
is.
is that what it is?
That's what
Mischief.
you saw mischief. That's a
Mischief?
group. That's what a technical term for a group of rats is.
Okay, mischief.
So, and they're very social animals, so that's why you saw them in a group.
Well, they were like literally just
Yeah.
like running ahead, heading down, and they didn't turn. They just kept going down towards Canal Street, and we had to turn off of Sullivan.
They had somewhere to go.
They had someplace to go, but it wasn't towards us. That was So I had experienced that, and I was like, "Get out!"
Yeah, that
Because
cool.
otherwise, usually rats, they live in fields, they live in houses,
Yeah.
And they want food, and they can, if they're cornered, we know that they can be quite vicious. Okay. Now, this is not the case with.
No.
No, she's
No.
broken all those stereotypes.
Yeah, no.
It was-
I mean,
yeah.
that's. I mean, I'm not making
No,
light
no,
of.
no.
No, it's
Yeah.
perceptions, and they're correct. But
Not for pet rats. I'm trying to break that stigma that all rats are bad, and we've really changed a lot of minds. People are like, oh, I didn't know rats could be that cute, and like I thought rats were some kind of creepy little animal. So we're educating people, and it's great to really make a difference and seeing like, whoa, you just blew my mind. I've heard that many times. That it's not just a wild rat. They're different.
And the reason why I'm doing this too, neighbor, is because maybe Tim, you take a shot of what your daughter's wearing. Okay, that's serious. When you
I'm
have
serious.
when you have embroidery done on a golf shirt, and that's it's only embroidery, not screen printing.
Oh my.
I used to be in the ads. I'm in the ad specialty business, and healing whiskers. I mean, that's important. That's serious. You love banging into that. This guy is
I got my boots on. I'm sorry.
it's like that thing is like going. In my head.
Oh yeah, no,
Careful.
yeah. It's in your head. I'm sorry.
Where are the boys?
Oh, they're just
Xavier
they're grooming
and
themselves.
Now,
Which is
explain
another
that.
thing
Explain
is
to
that
me.
a lot of people are like, oh, what are they doing? Oh, they're grooming themselves, and they're like, what? And actually, yeah, they're very clean animals. They clean themselves constantly. I say they're like cats in a lot of ways, just with personality wise and with cleaning. They don't like to be dirty.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I guess it depends upon how one's hygiene and one's domicile. It's
They're always grooming themselves, and they'll groom each other. It's just
so
all
if you're
a
clean,
family
they're
thing.
clean. That's
Well,
no
Um,
no.
what do you mean?
Well, I mean, some people have residences that are.
Oh.
well, we got 2 cats,
Yeah, we're
4 or
good.
5 dogs. It's yeah.
No. I
Usually-
mean, no. If the animal is clean, the house. If the person that has the apartment or the house, if they're decent, then the animals are decent usually.
Oh, yeah.
That's what
Yeah.
that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Now
I'd say so.
that one is Vincent.
Yes.
And-
He's supposed to say
and-
hi. He's the one who likes to look out. Going to the basket. Yeah.
Tell them about when they're happy.
Oh, well,
Do they speak?
They don't make a lot of noises. That was one of the reasons why I got rats. Is like I said before, I have chronic migraines, and I wanted a small animal, and I learned how smart rats are, and so that's one of the reasons. But the noises they make, if they're making noises, something's probably going on. The only times they'll really squeak is if they're like play fighting, or if they're hurt. If they like get hurt or something, you'll hear a really loud squeak. Usually I just hear little squeaks every now and then from them wrestling because they're brothers and that's what they do. They also do a really cool thing when they're happy. It's called bruxing. It's grinding of the teeth.
Okay.
Humans do it sometimes when they sleep, but for rats, they do it again, it's like cats. It's like purring. So when they're happy, he's just a little sniffly. So when they're happy, they'll grind their teeth, and it's just like a little chittery. Not really chittery. It's not even like the noises you hear on movies or anything. It's just a grinding noise. And also sometimes if it's really like a really good brux, their eyes will bulge out,
Okay, that's creepy.
and that's called a boggle.
Yeah.
And
called
it's like a vacuum effect. It is really cool. If you look it up, like boggling rats, you'll find videos. It's really neat. But that's really an affirming thing for a rat owner, a rat parent, that, hey, I'm doing something right. My rats are happy. But the thing is that bruxing can also be a sign that they are uncomfortable or anxious. Again, like cats, they also do that. They purr when they're anxious.
Okay.
You just have to look at other signs, like are their eyes bulging out of their skull, not boggling, but are they just like stiff, nervous? Are they not like just in shock, you know. So like if he starts brooksing now, I think he'll be happy because he's pretty energetic and exploring everything. But if he was just still, I would if he brooks a little, that would be anxiety. And that's another thing I have to look into. Like you have to really know your animal when you're doing therapy work. If they're anxious or happy, you need to know. You gotta be in tune with your animal, whether it's a rat or a dog or a mini horse, alpaca, rabbit,
Now,
bird.
now